you have the right to peaceably assemble. And that's so far what we're seeing outside of justices' houses. I will say this, I think the more appropriate venue is the steps of the Supreme Court. I worry it could begin to look like intimidation when it's at someone's doorstep.
It's so funny. So does what Alito wrote. Looks the same way to me. Looks like intimidation.
Well,
and yeah, it's kind of the same thing.
But it also shows Alito what it feels like to lose your freedom of choice. He cannot leave the house easily, so maybe that's a good lesson for them.
Oh, a good lesson for them. Oh, what if we send people over to Joyless's house? Not that anyone would want to go, that anyone would care. How's she going to feel about that? Here with reaction, Florida Senator Marco Rubio. Senator, this is harassment. This is intimidation. And the law couldn't be any more clear. I read the statute. What part of that law is Merrick Garland missing here?
He's missing the whole thing. First of all, it is illegal. Look, I can't call a Supreme Court justice tonight and say, hey, I know you have a case before you. I really like you to rule that way. You can't do that. If I can't call him on the phone and say that, how can you assemble a mob with pitchforks and torches and go outside their private home? And people will say peacefully assemble. That's not true. The message behind showing up at someone's house is, we know where you live. We're going to make you uncomfortable. We're going to make your family uncomfortable. And by the way, there's 100 of us here, 99 of us are going to go home, and you never know if one whack job either here or somewhere else is going to show up in the middle of the night and try to harm you. That's the message behind showing up at people's home. It is an open effort to intimidate Supreme Court justices on their decision. It's illegal, it's improper, it should be condemned, and it's going to lead to bad places. This is going to become a two-way street, unfortunately, because you'll see this happen the other way at some point. We shouldn't be doing this. They should put a stop to it right now.
Senator, imagine if I gave out the address of a congressman or a senator or a justice, a liberal justice somewhere. I would never do it. It's too dangerous. You know, maybe you can explain the logic behind this. I mentioned the 574 riots in the summer of 2020. I mentioned January 6th. I mentioned what's happening now in front of the homes of Supreme Court justices. My question to you is, why is it of all of those incidents, Democrats only are outspoken about one? When we're outspoken, anytime, any violence, any place, anywhere is going on.
It's the same pattern. So for the left, right, violence, intimidation, all these things are appropriate as long as the people doing it hold a position that they agree with. We saw that in the summer of 2020 when they were saying, look, riots are the language of people that feel like they have no power and they can't speak out. And it's the same here. They're saying, well, these are people that are outraged and they're cheered on. You know why these groups do it? Because they know people like those, whoever those ladies were there talking, people like that are going to be out there cheering them on. And they know political leaders in the Senate. We have Senate leaders that are saying, I don't see a problem with people showing up outside their homes. They know they're going to be cheered on. And it's across the board. This is a radical left-wing party who believes and supports an abortion paid for by taxpayers on demand up to the date of birth.
As we look at all of this happening and we see everything going on with the economy, is there a single thing that you can point to that you can say is a success for Joe Biden and the Democratic Party? And what has happened to this party? Because it's unrecognizable to me. Democrats used to hide their radicalism. Now they're more outspoken. You're going to vote on a bill tomorrow, I understand, that would allow abortion, up until the moment of birth? Is that really taking place tomorrow?
You cannot be a Democrat nominee for a major office and support a single exception or a single restriction. You can't support a single one of them. The position of most Democrats today, the press never asks them about it. Ask them. I hope the press will ask them, what restrictions do you support? They will not answer that because you can't get the NARAL endorsement unless you are in favor of taxpayer-funded abortion at any time during the pregnancy, on demand, up to the moment of birth. That's the only way you can get their endorsement. And every Democrat either doesn't want to talk about it or admits it or just refuses to answer the question, and they know the media won't ask them.